Hey friends, CamiBaker.com here. just want to touch base with you. I was just watching a Facebook Live that a friend of mine in Australia was doing. Her name is Claudia. And it just reminded me of yet another one of the wonderful people that I've met, especially in the last couple of years since I've been really getting out there and being the event and speaking and writing my book and meeting other speakers and visionaries and world changers. And I was telling her, I said, it just makes me realize how many great people that I really do know. As some of you might know, I really, really, really don't encourage or like to bring my personal life into my business world. But let's face it, the more real we can be, the more authentic we can be with people about what's really going on in our lives, the more they can see that, hey, we all have struggles, we all have issues and things going on. And so, I had a situation recently where my whole world was rocked as far as how can there be so much evil, just pure evil? How can that even exist in the world? How can there be so many fake profiles on Facebook and people looking to take advantage and just lie at every turn? And so I'm always looking for what exactly can I get from this? What can I learn from this? Hi, Ronald Koeman. Ronald is one of the things that I've gotten from this is that I notice now, I think of, and I focus on the people that I know, that I really know, that I know have no agenda, that I know love me for who I am and will always be there for me. So my question to you today is, who can you tell that you love them, that you care about them, that they mean something to you? This person walking my world, Michael, you really done me a lot of favors. Michael, you've done me a lot of favors. You've helped me to possibly not get physically hurt the next time, not get shot or beat up or killed because of the next bizarro relationship. You've taught me who's really important in my life. Some friends of mine that I haven't seen in years have been reaching out to me and giving me support, and I've met for coffee in the last few days, and I've had at least half a dozen people reach out to me that I know really, really well who said, when I saw those pictures that you put up of that person, wow, it made chills run through me. But Cami, it wasn't my place to say, and now they're like, wow, now I know that when my intuition talks to me, I need to share with people. So I'm helping other people to recognize their intuition too. So many great things are coming out of this bizarre 6-week relationship with someone in Rhode Island that does online dating. And, I just want to really share. You don't have to wait for a psychotic behavior in someone else for you to start noticing that you have people around you that you really care about and that you can reach out to and spend some time with. I've sat in the last couple of weeks with people that have known for years, but I've actually sat and cried with them, like cried, and just been able to really be real, like show my emotions, show my feelings. Don't even know what I'm feeling, just feeling helpless, hopeless, and in my efforts to practice what I preach, I always talk about. You get what you think about, etc. I've got all these beautiful stones. I've got all these lovely, lovely stones around, all my crystals, all these great crystals. If you could see them all, I've got huge amounts of selenite and all this stuff. And I think to myself, how could the devil himself get to me with all this good juju that I put out? And then I think, well, what would have happened if I didn't have all this good juju? How much worse would it have been? So you always just have to look at the bright side and see what lessons that you have learned. So reach out to somebody that you care about today and just tell them. I actually, I'm not religious at all, but I am very spiritual, and I think that there's a big difference, and that's not a debate to get into today. But I love Joel Osteen, because he's a preacher, but he's not preachy. He's just always got a really good message. So I've actually been listening to Joel a lot lately, just to get back into the thinking good thoughts about people, Let God take care of those people who do you wrong, because they'll get theirs. Don't worry, they'll get theirs. And through listening to Joel, he told a story the other day about this little boy who was 5 years old, and his mom was pregnant, and he was singing to the baby in her belly, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine." It was a beautiful story. And my daughter's 18. Hi, Michael Deshavi. Hi, Steve. And my daughter's 18. She just turned 18 2 weeks ago. Hey, Ron. And I used to sing to her when she was a baby, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine." And so because of this horrible thing that this Michael person from the state of Rhode Island did to me, who's also back online now, although he does have tons of fake profiles, his real profile's up too, and he's asking God to help his mother with cancer. Isn't that sweet? So I'm listening to "You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine." So I called my daughter, and I left her a voice message on her Facebook, and I sang that song to her. And she's 18. She's at that place where we aren't as close as we used to be. I don't really know her, and she doesn't even know who she is right now. And but I sang that song to her. She left me something back. She got such a kick out of that. Her and her friends were listening to it at school, and she was laughing at it when she called me back. And so that's another little blessing that Michael gave me, was that because I was listening to Joel Osteen to get a little positive energy flowing back into my life, it reminded me to sing that song to my daughter. So what's going on in your life today that you can find the blessings in, no matter how small they are. Because thinking about negative stuff doesn't help. And if you're going to be thinking about something anyway, let's think about something good. And if you're going to think about something good, it's good to share it with somebody that you love. Being an entrepreneur, it's funny, Ron is in San Croix right now, living the digital lifestyle, putting together programs for digital lifestyle people. And I've got digitalgypsy.com that I've not used yet, but I'm going to do something with. And here we are, both of us on our entrepreneur ships out sailing the sea. And sometimes it can seem so lonely. And no matter how big and beautiful of a house you live in, like I do right now, it gets lonely. It gets really lonely sometimes. And so it's really important for us to reach out to one another and have those phone calls and really just touch base with other people and put our hands on them. 2 Fridays ago, right before I made that Facebook Live about what's the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if they were born that way or if society made them that way. Evil is evil, no matter how it comes to fruition. But early that day, I had been at an event where I start all my events having people hug, actually put their arms around each other and hug, teaching networking. Because people need food, they need water, they need shelter, and they need connection. We need, as human beings, we need connection. Babies in incubators don't live. They have to be touched and held. If they do live, they don't. Maybe they're the ones that turn out to be the psychopaths. But anyway, I was at this event, and now that I have people hugging, they come up to me at the end of it, and they want to hug me. And before they leave, they'll come give me a hug. And they'll make fun of it, and they'll go hug each other. And it's so ironic. It is so ironic that Cammie Baker, who 16 years ago was laying on a couch wanting to die from being an alcoholic and just miserable and hating life, got out of that and was able to jump into now being a public speaker, being an author, being a motivating person. And as a matter of fact, this whole situation that's happened with me has helped me to see how many people are actually watching me and getting inspiration or getting that little nugget that they needed for the day from my Facebook lives or my posts and things like that. And so this last Friday, when I went to leave and all these people were hugging me and stuff, I just thought, wow, how far I've been able to come. And so many, seriously, like if you knew me 10, 15 years ago, you would have known me and you would have known I was out networking and I was out doing antique car shows and whatever I was doing. But I was very aggressive and I was very tenacious, to say the least. And giving you a hug just was not part of the day. And for people to not want to leave the room without giving me a hug now is just such a blessing. And so I was sharing with this person, Chip Sutton. Chip, I want to give you a shout out because Chip Sutton was there for me yesterday. Chip is a real estate agent that I've known for 15 years. He's with the Verani office in Londonderry, and just one of the nicest human beings God ever created. He has been a minister in a former life, and just very, very gentle, tender soul, wonderful man. And I was telling him this story yesterday, and I cried, and I said, for people to want to hug me before they leave the room now is just a beautiful place to be. So I can't let someone that I met in online dating who told me everything that a woman wants to hear, just to find out that there really are manipulative psychopaths in the world. For me to actually meet one, not just meet one, but date them on a daily basis for quite some time and not know it, I mean, that really jarred my soul. Like, I was like, whoa, wow, they really do walk among us. But now that I really know how much my positivity means to so many people, I can't let one person steal the joy that I give to so many hundreds and thousands. So my message to you today is, who can you give some joy to? Who can you call and say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I just want to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in a while. I mean, even people like Chip Sutton and I, we've known each other forever. There's been a lot of respect. He watches my Facebook Lives a lot, and we've done deals together as real estate agents and all that kind of stuff. But to actually sit in a restaurant yesterday together and just cry and be together as human beings is really a blessing. It's a blessing to have that kind of emotion and that kind of feeling. So another thing that Michael has given me is he may be totally void of emotion, absolutely have no idea what it feels like or what it looks like to have an emotion. But I know that I have them because I've had a ton of them the last couple of weeks. Hi, John Higginbotham. John, I'm going to miss you. I'm not going to be at the thing there in Texas. And I'm sure you will be because you're an avid Eric Swanson follower. So I love the shit out of you, John. Terry Thurston, how the hell are you? You're another person I've been wanting to reach out to, Terry, because girl, we all got to stick together. We got to be able to reach out to people that mean something to us. If we haven't seen someone in months or even in years, it doesn't mean that we can't. It doesn't mean that we can't reach out. John says he can't hear me. Hi, how are you? Can you not hear me? Hey, Lisa Montgomery. Lisa Montgomery, you hot shit, you. My God, it's been so long since we've seen each other. I mentioned the other day that Lisa and I actually shared a guy together. She said, no, we didn't. And I said, yes, we did. And I reminded her who. And she said, oh, I forgot about him. Terry Thurston, I saw on your Facebook that you said something about 6 days. What's going on for you, girl? Are you getting your meditation station up and running? What's going on? So guys, reach out to people that you care about. Don't wait for something really disturbing to happen to rock your world, to make you realize that there's people out there that love you, that you love, that you care about. You can use these opportunities as reasons to look for the good. And that is why when I see that Michael in Rhode Island is still on Facebook being someone that he's really not, I'm just going to have to know that it's okay. It's okay. Others will see through that too, eventually. Unfortunately, it's going to take a while. Hey, Lisa! When am I going back to PCB? I'm sorry, I have to pick it up to see it. Girl, I don't know. When are we going back to PCB? You know, PCB has changed a lot. It has changed a lot. It is not the place that we used to know and love. You might as well just come here and visit me, because we just need to visit with each other. We don't need to be in Panama City Beach to do that. Hey, Rob. So, make sure, guys, that if there's someone that you love, that you reach out and tell them today, because you don't want to wait until something happens that makes you feel like you need to. So, Claudia in Australia, my good friend whom I met just a few months ago at the Habitudes Warrior, thank you for reminding me in your Facebook Live today to do a Facebook Live today and to reach out and just tell people that I care about them, and that human connection doesn't have to be held back because we've met one person who doesn't have human connection at all, because there's a lot of great people out there. And Terry Thurston, you and I need to get together, and Lisa Montgomery, you need to come visit, and Rob, when are you coming back to the Dracut area? It's about time for you to have a visit too. And John Higginbotham, I'll see you whenever I get to another Habitudes Warrior conference, and I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you, and I'm going to go for now. So have a great Sunday, and any one of you can reach out to me, pick up the phone, have a little conversate, because what I've come to find out is I say it all the time. All the time I'm talking about how people need connection. Water, food, shelter, and connection. I talk about it at the events I do. I talk about it in my book. But do we really do it? We shouldn't let each other sit in silence and be alone. Reach out and talk to somebody. Give me a call, Terry. You've got my number. Bye, guys.